Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the BLCS Grand Circuit 2023 Spring Open. I'm joined by Survivor. We have Draco Esports taking on Goon Squad in the opening quarterfinal.
Definitely should be an exciting series. Draco Esports, known as a bit of a royal subject around here, and Goon Squad on a high after getting the Div 1 in the main league, certainly have proven themselves as well. Should be a very good series ahead of us.
Very good series ahead of us indeed. And we have Hertz here subbing in for Draco this weekend as well, alongside Heps and Vibing, are pretty good players as well for this Draco squad. Multiple BLCS championships under their belt and already 30 seconds through. It's an even score, but Goon Squad making their presence known early.
Definitely Goon Squad under a lot of pressure now, though, as Draco all over the orange half of the field. But here comes Sith. Good shot, but blocked by two Draco Esports players. And the play's been pretty even so far, but just under a minute gone. Plenty of time for things to change.
Goon Squad's defense doing an outstanding job keeping Draco at bay in the front half of this game. About a minute gone, and still Draco have had their chances. Goon Squad has had a couple as well, and you see the demo come through there. But Draco Esports, they've been dominant throughout this Grand Circuit so far, even last year as well. But Goon Squad is doing an outstanding job here, opening up the floodgates in this first half.
Definitely, they have to keep the pressure on. The second they back down the Draco Esports is the second that they'll lose the game. And that's very important because Draco just have that solo play ability. They have that teamwork. They have it all. And there it is! First goal goes to Vibing, and the spoils go to Draco.
Draco on the board first here in game 1. That's to no surprise. 3:33 to go, and finally the Draco offense breaks through the brick wall of Goon Squad's defense in a minute 27 off the clock serve. Goon Squad again down 1.
That was a perfect place shot. Not much any defender could do about it, but there's that fast teamwork all the way down the field. Their counterplay is incredibly good, and they're going to need to keep it up here because Goon Squad will be right back at them if they slow down now.
2 minutes now gone, and again, Goon Squad now really starting to face the pressure, and Heps just buries a shot in the far corner. You mentioned the second they back down, it's the second they lose, and it's starting to look that way as Draco builds on to their 1-0 lead.
You're exactly right, Nation. They all gave Draco just a little bit too much space for comfort and instantly were punished. That is the danger Draco bring to the table, and it's shown full stop here.
Draco did drop one series in yesterday's group stage towards the University of Connecticut, but Goon Squad a farther more difficult opponent than UConn. But again, Draco just have been an outstanding squad throughout this first half, and there's a chance for Goon Squad, and no, it's wide.
Goon Squad playing it a little too safe right now. They're down 2 goals, and they have to really keep the pressure on if they want to try to get one back into it. Because Draco, doesn't matter if they have a lot of space or none at all, they're going to keep it coming, so you have to try to adjust your best to it.
Now halftime starting to hit here, serving again. Draco Esports still, at least for Goon Squad, lucky it's only 2-0 right now, as just past that halfway mark, with Draco just continuing to build pressure on the orange end here. And again, Goon Squad's defense is facing the immense pressure. They just gotta find themselves downfield and find comfortability to really give them a chance at success here in this first series.
Definitely, that's a great passing play downfield. Hertz off the ceiling, follow up from Vibing, not needed. Everyone on Draco getting a goal, and it's been a fantastic first game from them. What a passing play across the field.
Hertz finds his opening goal of the evening here, 2:08 to go, and Goon Squad now down 0-3, still trying to find the back of net for the first time tonight.
Definitely, and they're going to need to get something going now, especially just try to get a goal in there, gain some momentum back. That's a great save from Hertz, though, and that is the threat that you have on defense from Draco as well. Sure, they have a lot of offense and a lot of mechanics, but that defense is really hard to penetrate.
Pass 2 here for Goon Squad, a one-on-one side looking for a double. It's taken away by Hepskid as Vibing, and now Draco able to transition. Final minute 40 on the clock here. Game 1 serve coming to a close. As Draco looking for a fourth, just taken away as Goon Squad able to stand tall there.
Definitely. And now they're going down the field once more. That ball goes center for Kenshin. It's a great block from Draco, but the work's not done yet. Goon Squad pushing for it, and again, they're playing too safe, and they let a chance that looked almost certain for them go begging. as again, so close, yet those first few goals made Goon Squad start to hesitate that little bit, and it's showing.
Another chance there. Vibing turns in a fourth. This one might have been the dagger. 1:03 to play. It's a 4-0 lead here for Goon Squad. Or sorry, Draco.
That's a great pass from Taps just to get it to Vibing. Beautiful play from Draco Esports, and that is what gotten them so far so many times before, and it's happening again. 1 minute remains. Goon Squad gonna try to get on the board here, and they will! Kenshin wins the 50 and gets the first goal of the series for Goon Squad.
That could be one for the road serve and get the positive momentum back on track and fix the morale moving forward. But with 58 seconds left, Goon Squad now down 3, looking for maybe one more.
Definitely, I'd say you want one more out of this game. To win the game, mathematically not impossible, but with Draco, it would be very, very difficult to try to keep that momentum going. That's a good 50 to start things off, but it goes right to Vibing as he moves the ball downfield. Good touch from sight. Has a flip reset in tow, but Kenshin will be the one to take it downfield, putting Heps under pressure. C Petty has a lot in his locker he can do, but nothing comes out this time. Kenshin, ball straight up. Has a touch, tries to go under Vibing, pinch, great effort, but good save from Hertz.
Draco's defense stands tall there, a chance on coming for C-Petty, and it's just gone wide. Final 20 seconds of regulation, and Draco maintaining a 3-goal margin here, but as his time expires, Serve, I think it's now officially too late, and Draco are going to walk away victorious here in Game 1.
Now, Draco did look like the better team, but Goon Squad certainly put up a little bit of a battle there in that first game, and they're going to want to try to build off of that, as when they were cutting rotation, they're being aggressive. Draco did not really look too sure of themselves. We did see a couple double commits. We saw a couple of very hairy defensive plays that did barely go in their favor, but definitely far from a done series.
Indeed, and a much better second half out of Goon Squad, but Draco again just had too big of a lead for Goon Squad really to cut into in that second half. But again, it's a new slate here in Game 2, and Goon Squad back to an even score.
Yep, and this is their opportunity. Maybe they decide to change up some things. Don't back down to Draco no matter what the score is, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's 1-0 or 7-3. A loss is still a game loss, so they're going to want to try to go in there and have some of that pressure, because that last minute was Goon Squad's.
Right, and you take a look at the chances they've been given. They just got to capitalize on the mistakes that Draco made. This squad is not perfect at all, Serve. I mean, they've been broken down by several different teams here throughout this BLCS Grand Circuit, and Goon Squad, again, just have got to capitalize on the mistakes Draco makes and turn those open nets into goals, and unfortunately in Game 1, they just failed to do that.
Definitely, that is a great pass. Almost a lead again. A double crossbar hit. Goon Squad are not getting a lucky break by any standard. And now it's Draco moving downfield, and they're going to get the first goal. Oh, man. A heartbreaker for Goon Squad fans.
And a big goal for Hertz. If you're Goon Squad, that has to be a goal if you're going to beat Draco here. But 4:17 to go, and Draco capitalized off a big mistake by Goon Squad on the offensive end and turned a beautiful transition goal there.
It was an excellent goal indeed. As now Goon Squad have to pick up the pieces and start down again. Not even a minute gone, so they've got a lot of work to do. Hertz to Vibing, the 1-2 play, hits another strike.
4 minutes to play now, 1 minute now gone, and Draco another quick start to Game 2, and Vibing turns in a beautiful passing play there from Hertz, and it's a 2-0 start, Draco up 2.
And again, that 1-2 finisher is just seemingly so hard to read because it's just so fast, especially because at this rank, not a lot of players can score directly out of the corner like Draco have done twice, 3 times now in just these 2 games. It's definitely hard to do, but they're doing it well, and Goon Squad gonna have to adapt their defensive rotations to account for that. But at the same time, you leave too many players wide, then it leaves a lot of open space in the middle, which, as we all know, not a good idea to give Vibing or Heps.
plenty of space there, and Draco again will think the lucky starts. It's only 2-0, but Goon's gonna have had their chances. You just gotta capitalize again, and unfortunately have had plenty of chances for them this series. Just can't turn in a big transition there, but Kenshin holds off the goal. It's still within 2.
Great job by Kenshin to steal his nerve and to get that save. His back was literally and figuratively against the wall and managed to get the ball out successfully, but still they need to try to find that elusive goal here in game 2. Plenty of time left to do so, but right now Draco are completely controlling the skies and Goon Squad can't really get an inch out of their own half.
Halftime approaching here, serve in game 2. Kenshin from the center field, up in the air now. Shot from C. Petty, just off the crossbar and down and out. 2:30 to play, and Goon Squad another chance gone by the wayside.
And man, the crossbar are not Goon Squad's friends this series. And that was really unfortunate for them. Draco just so good on that defensive end when they need to be. And looks like they're still trying to find that third goal just to shut things down for the game 2, but still so hard to break them down even when they're attacking aggressively like the way they are. That looks like a goal. See, Petty puts one in, and Goon Squad cut Draco's lead in half.
2:01 to go. Goon Squad server on the board for 2 games straight now. It's within 1 with plenty of time remaining. Goon Squad far from over.
Definitely Goon Squad. I seen it myself as a player, have come back from immeasurable down, and like basically they looked defeated, and they still came back from 3-goal games before, 4-goal games before. They do not give up, and that is certainly the resolve you need to have when playing a team that a lot of people consider the favorites of the match.
Favorites to the event for sure as well, but minute 30 remaining here, and Goon Squad still within 1, but time expiring the offense. You have to start going here soon before this clock does expire. That's past 2. Last man back here is hurt. C. Petty has Scythe waiting, but the challenge is made. A minute 30 left to go, and Draco back on offense here in the final 80.
It was a good idea, but Goon Squad just choreographed that one a little bit too much, but that shot, there is no reading that one. There is no saving that one. Beautiful, perfect placement, not an inch of error room, and he didn't have any errors in that shot. Great goal by Vibing.
And Heps finds Vibing for a beautiful passing play. Again, the passing lanes Goon Squad has not been able to deal with effectively so far this series, but again, still at least 2 more games to go, so Goon Squad still not really out of this one just yet, but the offense has got to find their footing here soon, so before this series starts to spell disasters. I'm sure if you're Goon Squad, you at least want to win 1 game in this series.
Definitely, that is a great passing play from Goon Squad this time. And you can tell they're starting to change eye level a little bit. You know, throwing wrench in the works, not making their plays as easily readable, because up until this point, it's been basic rotations and trying to just get a goal off mistakes. But now, they're starting to throw out these little curveballs, and Draco are not reading them too well in defense.
Open net for Heps, he turns it in, 4-2, and Goon Squad, just as they get back within 1, it's back to a 2-goal margin. As the defense, another crucial error there, and Heps turns in the open net.
Yeah, just really unfortunate, but Draco, as we've both said, will capitalize on every little mistake that you make, so you really have to be very adamant about getting a touch on defense at the very least. And right now, Goon Squad just got out of that one by the skin of their teeth. 45 seconds to go, 2 goals required, but Draco are looking fantastic right now. And it's very hard to imagine that they're going to let up 2 goals just like that.
Scythe, down to double, he gets the pass across, but Hurts turns off the save here. Final 30 seconds, and Draco might look for one more for the road, and Vibing's there on the finish, but it's going to be weak in Kenshin. We'll find this save. 18 seconds to play, and I think it might be safe to say that game 2 is all but Draco's.
Definitely would say it's very hard to imagine the Goon Squad are going to get back into this one, but definitely a much closer game than game 1 for sure, I feel like. But Draco just that good, especially in BLCS tournaments. They are now 2-0 up in this first best of 7 of the night.
So a long night ahead of us, sir, but this first one, Draco up 2, Goon Squad now In a pretty much do-or-die scenario, you don't want to go down 0-3 and eye down a reverse sweep against a team like Draco, but again, Goon Squad, you don't want to come to Saturday and get swept, so you want to at least try to find a win. I think Game 3 is where you got to get the job done.
Definitely, win is needed here. You do not, as you just said, want to be in a position where you have to reverse sweep. Probably the most dominant team in this format since we launched it last season.
Yeah, I mean, last year, January 2022, and Draco has been outstandingly dominant throughout these last year and a half, and only dropping, I believe less than 10 series in the last year and a half in BLCS, and Goon Squad is not any of those losses, and Draco just adding on to their victories here, and it's already 2-0 up here as Game 3, Draco looking for match point.
Definitely, and I would not doubt that they could get it, but Goon Squad have a lot of fight in them. We've seen it time and time again in BLCS, in the promo relegation tournament, or no, I think they won Div 2. Was it they won Div 2?
Goon Squad Season 11 Premier Series champions over Cloud9 in a bracket reset attempt, but with 4:10 on the clock now, Draco has been a little bit held back in Game 3. Goon Squad again have had a much better start than what we've seen in Games 1 and 2.
Definitely, they look a little bit more comfortable in this game, and that's very important, as they definitely have. You can't be hesitant against a team like Draco. Any tiny bit behind them, boom, that's a goal right off the gate. That's a great shot, but Vibing is not going to let it go that easily. Goon Squad, again, have to pull something special out of the hat in order to even have a shot at the goal. And it's definitely hard, because one thing that Draco's very good at too is boost management. They always have enough to make a play, and it's very hard to fight a team that has just such good control over the field like that.
Yeah, and Goon Squad almost had their first lead of the evening there, but again, Vibing just keeps it out in a redirect attempt there, far corner, and Scythe just brings it wide, and Draco remain at a 0-0 score as Goon Squad comes away unscathed in almost a horrific situation.
Definitely was almost very bad, but Goon Squad are very good. Definitely are not out yet, but that goal was fantastic. Haps sees the double commit by Goon Squad, goes off the backboard and hits it perfectly to avoid the squishy save. Nothing anyone could do about it. That was an incredible goal.
An outstanding goal there by Hebs, puts Draco up 1. Plenty of time left on the clock though, and now Scythe looking for a response. Flip reset attempt, left corner, it's right through, we're tied. Scythe buries a beautiful shot there.
Maybe not the best save from Draco, but my oh my, was that a good play by Scythe. Low boost, still manages to wrap his car around it, hits it through traffic, and that's the equalizer Goon Squad needed.
Big super sub buff there. We're back to a tied score. Scythe on the corner looking for a pass midfield. Gets it out towards Kenshin, but he's up in the air for no reason there. And C-Petty trying to get there in time for the touch, but Hebs and Draco bail out the defense here. And to start the transition back on offense is Goon Squad again remain on the blue side.
Definitely, Goon Squad have had a lot more pressure this game, Nation, and that's something that they needed. They need to be the ones controlling the field, controlling the pace. Because Draco, they can play up and down to pace, but they of course want to play at their own. So if you want to try to dethrone the Kings, you have to start by imposing your rules, and that is something that Goon Squad are doing a lot better this game.
Right, you don't want to go down to a squad like Draco. You don't want to play their game, or else they're going to lose 100% of the time. And Goon Squad are going to make Draco play their game here. But again, we're halfway through Game 3, and I think it's lucky that it's a tied score right now for Goon Squad. But a chance there for the lead, and it's just wide.
Definitely. Now Haps almost had us across the field play. Kenshin off the backboard, read by Hertz. Draco starting to hesitate a little bit on the defensive end. That was a shot waiting for a finish, but just couldn't get there. And Draco are starting to not be as on it as they were in the first 2 games. Now, that's not to say that they haven't looked good, because of course they have, but Goon Squad putting the work in, finds the go-ahead goal, and Goon Squad have the lead.
Their first lead of the evening, serve. It comes in game 3 after a big overextension from Draco, and I believe Side Demo the third man as well in the backfield, leaving that net wide open. It's 2-1, a minute 20 left, serve. Can Goon Squad hold on?
I think that Goon Squad have a chance here, but even with 80 seconds left in the game, I still find it, hard to imagine that Draco don't come back and make this an even more entertaining game. That's just how good they are. And that was almost shown there. Beautiful attempt by Haps, but Draco put under pressure. Definitely need to see some of that speed from them now. They've not been as dominant in the orange half. They got to keep the pressure rolling. And Goon Squad may just crack, but a much better game overall from the orange side.
Draco Esports getting a little antsy there. Went for a freestyle team play there, but with 40 seconds left, Draco down to 1. The clock expiring, serve. Goon Squad doing an outstanding job and a huge response here in Game 3 out to Games 1 and 2.
That is a great attempt by Vibing. Off the crossbar. C Petty not letting that go anywhere near shooting range. Hurts back on the backboard. Haps looking for the shot, but it's covered. Kenshin, plenty of boost to work with. Has another touch in tow. After C Petty shot near post. No one from Draco expected it, but got the save just in time.
7 seconds left, a huge bump there for Kenshin, a one-on-one here in the corner. Gets the fake around the defender and Vibing it gives Draco one more chance here. As time expiring, a double kick for Goon Squad. It's gonna hit the ground. Goon Squad get a win in this series. We at least are guaranteed a Game 5.
Definitely book your tickets because Wastefield Night is coming, but that was a much better game by Goon Squad. And you gotta say, is Draco gonna say, that game was an error? Maybe we need to just readjust, go back to what we did before, or are they gonna try to come out with something new? Because Goon Squad seemingly had them figured out in that third game.
Right, and nonetheless, I mean, it's a big win for Goon Squad. We mentioned at the start of the game there, it's a must-win for Goon Squad. If you're going to get the job done, it's got to be in Game 3. Don't want to go down 0-3. Now they have some life. They can afford to drop this one, but again, tying this series after Game 4 would be huge for Goon Squad. They're in a chance off the rip, but Draco finds the save 4, and they're back on offense.
I mean, once you go to Neo Tokyo, it is anyone's game from there, but Draco, I would say this is a pretty big game for them. Yes, they still have the lead, and yes, will only be tied if they lose this one as well, but you do not want to lose 2 games in a row when you already won 2. That does a lot to the mental, and Draco gonna have to get inventive here because a lot of these team plays are starting to be snuffed out before they can even really happen.
No chance for Goon Squad. Kenshin, a big 50 miss there, and Hurts in the transition. Big shot, but it's cleared away. And another huge save for the Goon Squad defense. Keeps the offense at bay, and now a minute gone, and we're tied still.
The defense by Goon Squad has been immaculate this last game, and they've been keeping it up here in Game 4 too. C Petty especially has been fantastic on reading the defensive end, and he is a fantastic player when it comes to positioning. He does such a good job, and he's certainly the playmaker for this Goon Squad team, and they're going to need him to step up big here.
Now Draco looking for a response after a loss in Game 3, but again, Goon Squad's defense now facing a lot of pressure here, serve, and as a minute and a half off the clock, Goon Squad just have got to find their footing here on offense like we saw in Game 2 or Game 3 there, but Draco just clears on every opportunity with ease, it really feels like in this 4th game. Maybe it's just the adjustment Draco's made, but Goon Squad again have done an outstanding job at least holding it to a tied score at this point.
Definitely Draco having to work a lot harder, but at the same time, Goon Squad not had too many chances on the blue net yet. They've just been defending the orange one. Draco have been doing a great job of keeping pressure, and that is something that they win entire tournaments off of. They are just so good at, just keeping that, sort of aggressiveness about them, and it just works. Woo! There you go.
Goon Squad, their first opening lead of the night here, and it comes after 2:44 on the clock, and C Petty finally doesn't strike the crossbar there, sir. It's a 1-0 start for Goon Squad.
I did not expect that goal at all. I did not think he was going to be able to reach that top corner, but he placed it perfectly, hit a laser. And Goon Squad are in a tight position here, but get out as they have a lead and they're looking very comfortable, Nation. What are your thoughts?
Well, he almost got the bump there, but again, I mean, Goon Squad has played outstanding in Game 3, and the start of Game 4, it's looking much, much better as this series goes on. I think the further this series gets that Draco lets it extend to is going to give me really the thought that Goon Squad has got a huge chance to win this, but again, Draco just looked a little bit lackluster here in the opening series.
Definitely started to take their foot off the gas a little bit in the last game and a half, and they're going to need to put it back up to full speed because Goon Squad are coming at them full send. Kenshin puts the second goal away for Goon Squad, and that multiple goal lead is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Just an unfortunate positioning there from Heps. Just couldn't quite find the right touch he was looking for. I know he wanted to get that ball out to the corner, but he couldn't do so. It's a wide open net for Kenshin, and he just buries it for a 2-0 lead for Goon Squad. And what a change of events here served throughout games 3 and 4.
Petty and Kenshin, two BLCS veterans, and they are stepping up big and showing that experience tonight as goal number 3 looked to be very close to sailing in. And Draco need to find a response here. Now it's them that need to cut the lead in half and start to fight back because Goon Squad are not taking it lightly.
Final 90 seconds here. Draco scoreless serve for his time tonight so far, but again, still a lot of clock to go, so Goon Squad, this job far from done for Game 4. For now, Goon Squad again on the back end, going to face some heavy pressure, I'm sure, here in the final 60.
Definitely, Draco are a lot better in that last minute at just keeping pressure, but Petty's gonna put a third goal in, and that puts the pressure even more on Draco.
What a start here. Goon Squad 3-0 up. He gets the block on Petty there, and 1:06 to play. Goon Squad are running away with Game 4.
Petty and Kenshin, that duo doing wonders this series. Both of them just link up so well, and it works for them, and they definitely look fantastic tonight. That's a good demo. Draco can't score that either, though, and Draco are going to be questioning and scratching their heads. What can they do here? Because Goon Squad seem to have them read.
Final 40 seconds, and Scythe again has been a huge help to this Goon Squad offense, just playing an outstanding position and really, just putting the pressure on Draco when it matters. And with these final 30 seconds, Draco, like you mentioned, scratching their heads, trying to figure out exactly what's going wrong, because, I mean, they started out so hot there in games 1 and 2, but it's been ice cold in these last 2 games.
Definitely has been, and it looks like Goon Squad are gonna win this game too. Wow. I don't want to say I'm in disbelief, but definitely did not see Goon Squad putting 4 goals past Draco and keeping them shut out for this long in a game. When I logged on to cast this series, they've looked fantastic, and this just goes to show why they're in Div 1 now. They have ascended to a different league of play and are putting the Kings of BLCS in a dangerous spot.
Right, now it's going to be a tied-up series at 2 apiece. We're guaranteed a Game 6. Like you mentioned, when we get to Neo Tokyo, it's anyone's game. Hertz left the match. We might have a super sub incoming for Draco.
Definitely might be necessary here, as they're just so close, Draco, but just Goon Squad are reading them. So maybe this adjustment will be what they need, because Goon Squad, it took them a game or 2 to really figure it out, but just a little bit of a change in play. Just try to maybe take the ball a bit more, slow down the play a bit more, because Draco always played just at full speed ahead, and eventually Goon Squad got used to those charges. So, Nation, I think a change is needed here.
Change is definitely needed here, and there's no sub for Tub. Looks like he's still MIA, but now 10 seconds already, nearly off the clock, and again, serve. What's going wrong for Draco so far throughout these last 2.5 games?
I think Draco have not refuse, but have found it hard to change up their play style. And Goon Squad have just read the playbook. They know what's coming. Draco need to really change that eye level, come up with something new, go for a solo play or two, really just take Goon Squad for a spin and make them start to think a little more, because right now they look just so comfortable. Something needs to change.
Right, I think when this series really first started, Draco surely was outspeeding Goon Squad on both ends of the field, but as it's gone on, I'm really starting to think that they're dead even in terms of speed and skill here. But now we're already a minute gone, and again, that speed difference might just be the change that Goon Squad made it really let them see success here in those last two games, and now in a tied-up game here in Game 5 where they can go on match point to a squad like Draco, Goon Squad is just 3.5 minutes away.
Definitely, and a double commit there leaves Goon Squad in a good position. Good save, but so cautious of a position as Goon Squad are pressing for that first goal.
3:40 to go. The first goal so important there, and this one dangerous in the orange box. Steps in the drop down as Vibing's there, but it's shot high, and Draco with a minute and a half off the clock maintain possession here in the orange end.
Definitely important for Draco to keep that pressure. That is what got them the first two games. But that is a great shot! Nothing stopping that! Good goal by Hertz.
And Hertz turns in one for the Draco lead. 3:19 to go, and Draco on top here in Game 5.
Keeping possession is going to help them so much, and that goal just proves it. Hertz touches the ball down. Everyone thinks he's going in the air, but he doesn't. And that little bit of changeup is all he needed to get that goal. Beautiful play.
Off the ceiling comes Scythe, a mistouch there, and now Draco a little laggy, but 3 minutes to go, and Draco back on the orange end. Kenshin last man back, and he's awkward, but he does find a beautiful save out, and now Goon Squad trying to extend, but that shot far corner there just going to be wide, and Draco still can't turn in a second there. There are multiple beautiful looks.
You know, I'm very curious to see how this affects Goon Squad, because they are resilient, sure, but when you're in control of a series for 2 games long, and even most of this game, and a goal like that goes sailing in, that hesitancy might start to come out as Vibing gets his second goal. Draco starting to get control of this series again.
Vibing turns in his first here in Game 5. 2.5 to go, and Goon Squad down to the half, just like Game 1, 2-0. But still a lot of clock to go, but maybe Draco finally made the adjustment, and they're starting to turn the tides here in Game 5.
Definitely starting to see a bit of that hesitance come out from Goon Squad again, and they can't have that at all. If they're going to try to match the speed of Draco and dictate the pace, they need to be on the ball. It doesn't matter if you don't get the touch you want. You can't expect to be perfect in a series like this. You just have to be there. And Goon Squad just need to remember that as Kenshin off the backboard. Good touch by Hertz as he tries to get an air dribble but doesn't get the touch he wants. That ball goes towards the net. Vibing gets an inch away from hitting that one in, but a good save from him in the end.
Unclear there for Scythe. Now C Petty and Goon Squad trying to race downfield for an attempt here, but it's cleared away by Hertz, and Kenshin will keep it in play, looking for the bump with Scythe. He doesn't quite find it, but the double commits there, and Kenshin turns it in. 2-1. Goon Squad bring it back within 1 late.
Now that's a promising sign for Goon Squad, because we saw in the first 2 games they weren't there to capitalize on the chances like that would just go begging in front of the net, but Kenshin, he's there, he's ready, and C Petty was right behind him to cover what didn't happen, so definitely good rotations by Goon Squad. Game far from over, but Draco's still in control for now.
Hertz backward attempt here, and it's 90 seconds left. Goon Squad looking for one more here in the back half of game number 5. This clock starting to expire. Sir Draco building that pressure, but here comes Scythe downfield, a big 50. It's stopped wide. C Petty's shot just high, and Heps turns it wide.
Definitely a good attempt here. Heps tried to get it center to Hertz, but saw the passing lane was covered. Kenshin has the ball, goes for a 50, but Hertz never going to let that one go the way Kenshin wanted it to. As Draco keeping that pressure nation and really starting to make Goon Squad think.
Past midfield, Kenshin's there, but he's dusted completely by Vibing. final 50 seconds commencing here in Game 5. Draco currently up by 1, but this game still not over just yet as Goon Squad 1 goal can do it there, but Fiving trying to turn in the dagger there, and the shot again saved away. Goon Squad's defense stands tall one time again.
That was a great save. I thought for sure that goal was in, but he just scrapes it with the top of his car. But Draco still have the lead. A save does not equate to a goal, and while it may give them some momentum, they need to find an equalizer here. 20 seconds remain, and that demo may be huge, but Draco just keeping the pressure and smothering Goon Squad in their own half.
Pass midfield, it's there. Hurts clears it away. Goon Squad's got to go now. 5 seconds to go. And Draco looking for the clear there. Gets it from Heps. A shot from Fiving to seal the deal. And Fiving turns it in. 3-1, the final score.
Great game from Draco. You'd have to say, if they lost this one, it was looking ropey for them. But they came back. They look comfortable. And Goon Squad are now the ones with their backs against the wall and have a lot to think about.
Game 6 coming up next. You mentioned it's anyone's game in Game 6 and on. Goon Squad a win on Game 6 and maybe send Draco to Game 7. But again, Goon Squad still far from this job being over. But what a performance it's really been out of this squad so far. Draco again, the tournament favorites. We didn't really think we'd get to this point of the series.
Definitely. I didn't think Goon Squad were going to get this far after the first 2 games, honestly, but they both look good. I think we have a very entertaining series on our hand no matter what, so see what happens.
I think we have an outstanding finish coming your way next in Game 6 underway now, and Goon Squad trying to push this to one more game with a victory. Can they get the job done?
I think that, Draco looked to be the favorites coming into this Game 6, but as I said earlier, Neo Tokyo, anything can happen under these lights, as we've seen so many incredible games come from teams against the wall before here, and of course when you get to that elusive Champions Field, anything can happen. But right here, Goon Squad with a fantastic play.
The quick 1-2-3 punch, it works out, and Kenshin turned in the lead. 4:38 to play, and it's a quick goal for Goon Squad.
Goon Squad playing Draco's game and doing it to get the lead. That was a fantastic goal, Nation. But Draco going to want to find a response sooner rather than later. Steve Petty cleans up a precarious situation as now Goon Squad look to move downfield again.
Kenshin to pass 2, no block there, and Hertz clears it away. Scythe waiting patiently in the backfield with a big block for Steve Petty. Keeps the ball at bay in center field, but Draco burying it right back across the orange box.
Definitely looking better for Draco, but they need to get a goal. There it is. Good shot by Heps to get that equalizer. Kenshin doesn't get the touch he wants, and Heps will just clean that shot up nicely.
4:06 to go on the clock, and Draco equalizes here in Game 6, 1 apiece. Both squads on the board here in the opening minute.
Good play from both teams as Game 6 is looking to be an entertaining one, but I think both of these teams need to get that next level of play in order to win this one. That is going to be a great goal from Hertz. That is a beautiful shot into the top corner. It's not easy to do that from that angle, Nation.
And this Hertz again turns in a beautiful goal there, top right corner, and it's 2-1. Draco back in the lead here in Game 6, 3:50 to play, and Goon Squad now down 1 with their backs against the wall.
That may be the equalizer, though. Crossbar is Goon Squad's friend this time as they get a quick 1-2 again. This game has plenty of fireworks, and I don't think the show's over.
I'm not going to lie, when that ball got sent high, I thought it might have gone out, and that would have been another crossbar and down and out shot there. But thankfully for Goon Squad, it's Act 2 and tied score as Sight turns in the equalizing goal. 3:40 left to go, and Goon Squad are back to a 2-all game.
Definitely looking beautiful for them. That is a good shot that will just go wayward. Hertz has a follow-up. Top corner. Heps will find the go-ahead again as Draco linking up nicely.
Heps a beautiful play there from from the wall, just puts it straight down the pass. Perfect placement as well, and Heps is there for the finish. 3:28, and Draco are again back in the lead, but as we've seen this series go, it's still not over just yet.
Definitely not over for sure, but Goon Squad need to find something special as this series is going less and less in their favor. Draco made the adjustment, started playing their way again, and it's been very hard for Goon Squad to adjust. They've certainly been putting up a fight, but now they need to get that one punch to get them back in the lead.
Goon Squad, if they can take the lead here in Game 6, I think it might just go to Game 7. But 3 minutes on the clock now. Draco looking for a 2-goal margin with another goal incoming there, and Vibing turns it in for a 4th.
This is looking not good for Goon Squad because Draco is looking confident, and that is never a good sign for any team on the other end of the scoreboard. Vibing is just there, and Goon Squad starting to lose that defensive edge. And Nation, they've got to change something up here and now, or this game is going to get bloody.
For sure, indeed. Goon Squad has got to make these last-second adjustments and turn in 2 goals. A chance with Cpetty. Finds 3, misses. It's wide open for Cpetty, but he just puts the shot far off the goal, and again is cleared away. And Goon Squad, another huge offensive mistake there.
Oh man, it was so close, yet so far. That was a great 50 attempt by Heps, but Cpetty had it read all the way. And someone on Goon Squad is going to need to step up big here. That was a good shot, but a good save from Vibing, as Draco have just looked like the better team in the last game and a half. And with 2 minutes to go, 2 goals behind, definitely doable. We've seen Goon Squad do it time and time again in BLCS Nation, but these are the kings of BLCS. It's going to take a miraculous effort to try and get 2 goals in that amount of time.
Dethroning the kings of BLCS here in Draco. Very easier said than done. But 1:45 to go, and Goon Squad has got to find 2 goals late, like you mentioned, and the offense has got to get started. I think now is really the chance. You just really got to go, and you can't let up. And the shot from Kenshin taken away, and Draco back on offense. It's 3 all up for Goon Squad.
Definitely. Heps tries to go center, didn't get the touch he wanted, and Goon Squad surging downfield. Cpetty with the ball, takes his time, looks for Kenshin, but Kenshin turns around, and that could have been the goal that Goon Squad needed, but that tiny little bit of mistrust leads to the 5th goal for Draco. Heps stepping up big in this Game 6.
As Heps finds a hat-trick here, sir. 1:15 now on the clock. Goon Squad down 3. That might be the nail in the coffin.
It might be, because Draco are just looking that good, and it's very hard to stop them. Goon Squad have been putting up a valiant effort, but they need to get a goal here and now, and Draco are not even thinking about giving them an inch of running room to work with.
Final 60 seconds. Goon Squad down 3 goals. They got to turn in 1 every 20 seconds to have a chance there, but Vibing buries a 6 on the board for Draco.
And it just seemed like when Goon Squad were ready to take off, they got stuck on the tarmac. It's a great Game 5 and Game 6 by Draco Esports to get this lead, and Goon Squad looked defeated, and I think this may be it, but again, miracles can happen, but one needs to happen right here and now.
It's 1-on-1 there. Big 50 for Heps. It's 1 towards the corner, and Draco maybe looking for a 7th, but Goon Squad now you just want to get 1 on the board here and give yourselves a chance. But Cpetty inside the box, he finds no one, saved away. The rebound is blocked as well. 30 seconds left. That surely is a done deal.
That definitely put the seal on the envelope. That one was so close, but again, Draco just cleaned up their act in these last 2 games, and it shows. As Goon Squad, especially in this Game 6, couldn't seem to hold a candle. Draco looks scary moving on the championship Sunday.
It's a quick scare, though, from Goon Squad. I mean, you get sent to Game 6, and this clock expires. Draco move on to championship Sunday after a 4-2 victory over Goon Squad.
Definitely a valiant effort from the Goon Squad boys. I will have to admit, I was not expecting Goon Squad to come in here and look as good as they did. They looked fantastic. They proved me wrong, and look out for them in future splits of this tournament because Nation, they are coming back, and I'll tell you, they're coming back with a vengeance.
Right, and when we come back next, it'll be Cloverity taking on EV Marco Polo. So we're going to go to a quick intermission. When we come back, do not go anywhere.